today we start seated and we begin with, I suppose, our pretty common by this moment. I think we're all well familiar with breath exercise, which include a round of Kapalabhatis. So you'll be exhaling, exhaling, exhaling in a nice temp. There will be 3 rounds, so don't overwhelm yourself. Begin with the most comfortable, then maybe in the next round just kind of speed up. And then after each round of Kapalabhatis, we will do Mahabandha, which means you exhale, 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 then you let yourself inhale softly, then you hold your breath, contracting the throat and pelvic floor, as long as feels good, then you relax the pelvic floor, open the throat, exhale, just kind of let the exhale happen. By the end of exhalation, you contract the pelvic floor and suck the belly in, kind of, elevating the pressure that this contraction creates into your chest, through natural spine. So what we want to do when we hold this pause, even it's short, we want to feel really kind of evenly spread in the space, evenly relaxed. So if you feel that when you hold this pause after exhalation or something like too much pressure, or maybe it gives too much into your head, or maybe it's kind of stopped somewhere, like collapsed in your body, then kind of, take it easy or exit faster. So we're going to do 3 reps like that. Kapalabhati, hold your breath after inhale, hold your breath after exhale. Of course, that's shorter. And then when you relax after holding the pause after exhale, you take another breath and begin the second round of Kapalabhatis. Okay, so if everything's clear, please give me a thumb up. Perfect. And let's begin. So, as always, tuning into your space, into the space of your body, into how your body feels. Slowly begin contracting the pelvic floor, bringing the navel in. Your comfortable Kapalabhati rhythm. As always, up to you. Would you like to do it through your nose or through your mouth? It feels kind of double satisfying when you do it through your nose, because it also kind of purifies your breathing channels. So keep going for 10 more seconds in a nice steady rhythm. 8, 6, 4, 2. Now the last fullest exhalation. Now relax and embrace this inhale. Just let it happen slowly, smoothly. After fullest inhalation, swallowing motion in your throat. Close it, then contract the pelvic floor. Feel this 360 pressure extension in your chest, in your abdominal cavity. Let it go a little bit into your head, a little bit into your pelvic floor. Try to stay relaxed in the surface of your body. And then when you feel enough, just relax your pelvic floor, open the throat, and let this exhalation softly happen. Air leaves the volume of your body and you kind of become flat. You move into the spinal. Exhale, now contract the pelvic floor. Fullest final exhalation. Bring your chin a little closer to the neck. Swallowing motion. Now try to elevate this pelvic contraction into your solar plexus and higher through the chest, kind of into your head. Then relax when you feel like it's done. Relax. Again, open your throat. Allow the inhalation happen and begin the second round of Kapalabhatis. Maybe this time a little faster. Just keep staying in your comfort zone. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The last fullest exhalation. Now relax completely. Pelvic floor, your body all over. Let the inhalation happen. Swallowing motion in your throat. Slightly contract your pelvic floor. Try to equalize this feeling of contraction both in your neck, in your throat, and in your pelvic floor. Enjoy the relaxation in the surface of your body all over for 360. Let this pressure inside your lungs align you. Let it stimulate your spinal cord, and then when you feel enough, relax the pelvic floor. Open the throat, allow this exhale to begin from the top. Feels like your chest. Exhale, start kind of pulling the navel in, contract the pelvic floor, slowly squeeze in the pelvic floor, squeeze the exhalation at the fullest, then swallow in motion with your throat. Stay flat, stay kind of elevated from the pelvic floor into your skull. As long as it feels good, then relax the pelvic floor, open the throat, let the inhalation happen softly, kind of spread your body for 360 every direction. And the final third, Kapalabhati round, let's go. Maybe this time the fastest, let's keep going for 10 more seconds. 5, 2, the last fullest exhale, now relax and embrace the inhalation. Swallow motion for your throat, contract the pelvic floor, relax into this internal extension. Just enjoy it as long as it feels good. Now when you feel it's enough, relax the pelvic floor, open the throat, let this exhale happen from the top to the bottom, slowly. And releasing the volume, becoming flatter, contracting the pelvic floor, sucking the belly in, holding breath after. Relaxing and breathing in your natural temp. Let's stretch the legs forwards and leave them slightly bent, like this. Feet parallel. Now we're gonna do 3 pleasant waves. Now with every inhalation, spreading your palms wider and moving like through external shoulder rotation, your palms and elbows away behind and kind of lower, lengthening through your crown and pushing against your sitting bones. Now with exhalation, version more challenging, holding your feet, pointing the toes away, rounding your spine and straightening the legs as if in Halasana, or if that doesn't feel right, then hold yourself underneath the knees, pressing the elbows towards the thighs, still pointing toes forwards, and again rounding the back, kind of in such a P letter shape. So we do this twice more. Inhaling, point your toes up, try to pull each individual toe like towards yourself, so don't mess the surfaces of the feet, let them stay aligned. And now pushing against the sitting bones, spreading the palms, moving elbows behind, just elevate your face. With exhalation, your chosen version, either holding your toes and pointing them evenly forwards, okay, so make sure there is no collapse in your ankles, rounding the back and kind of pulling away, and again inhaling, pointing toes up, bending the knees and cow leg pose, pushing against the sitting bones, moving elbows, palms away, elevating. With exhalation, grabbing the toes and now evenly pointing the toes, rounding the back, trying to straighten the knees and pressing the backs of the knees towards the ground while evenly pushing every spine like hedgehog to the back. Now with the next inhale, we're going to straighten and slowly lay on the ground. It's okay to support your hips like this. So we're gonna gently press the low back to the floor. And then spine by spine, laying the upper part till you lay the head. So make sure your spine is nicely stretched and flat on the ground. You can press your palms to the hips at the moment. Let's elevate both legs up. And now we're gonna begin with a nice lymphatic warm-up for our feet, because that's always a good idea. Next, it's a plan to perform certain balances, so we're gonna need to feel our feet. And let's begin with 10 reps. With exhalation, we're pointing toes up and we're nicely kind of tightening the tissue around the knee. And let's do it, not too rough, so you feel like more dynamic. Your feet are moving. Every inhale, point the toes down, exhale, up, down, up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, so everything moves very springly, softly, and not overwhelming. Pay attention right now. You can notice maybe your feet are moving with different speed. Maybe one goes kind of faster. So don't hurry, but let your feet move more synchronically. Let's do the last final rep. Now stay with your toes pointed down and now kind of play with the edges. So try to pull the big toe edge towards yourself with the inhalation Then kind of, turn your foot, pull in the small pinky toe edge, and again, inhale inwards. So I'm gonna show you like this, toes in, big toes in, exhale, small pinkies in, inhale, exhale. Let's do 3 more reps. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and the last exhale. Now let's just rotate the toes. If possible, keep straightening your knees, not too roughly, so there is no need to kind of compress your knee too much, but let's just kind of lengthen into the ceiling. And let's change the rotation. Okay, now let's relax the feet and allow the toes to just be naturally kind of pointed down, not pulling too much. Just notice what would be the natural feet position. And do you feel your feet are parallel to the ground? Do you feel like there's certain kind of asymmetrical dynamics? Just notice. If there is any asymmetry, it definitely means that tissues are a little asymmetrical, which is totally okay. That's all of us, we're asymmetrical. Yeah, but today's goal is going to be to engage the tissue more evenly, kind of equalize it more. So right now we're going to use the brick and we're going to lay it like this on the top of our feet. Still leave the space between the feet, so it's kind of shorter than your hips, but pretty much like it. So we're going to lay the brick on the top, and next 10 reps with the inhalation we're going to be very slowly, that's the key, slowly bending the knees. So imagine like try to even pull your knees almost towards the chest, like as low as feels good. And with exhalation, while you contract the pelvic floor and bring in the navel in, so imagine this flat belly is kind of pushing your low back in the ground. You're elevated with exhalation, straightening the knees. The brick, of course, you don't want it to fall, so both feet are moving with the same speed and remain parallel. Okay, give me a thumb up if everything's clear. Okay, and now 9 more reps. Inhaling super slowly, moving the brick down. With exhalation, super slowly moving the brick up, and don't be surprised if your legs start shaking or it doesn't feel this too certain. Of course, it's very easy, but at the same time, not really. Okay, so super slowly inhale, let your knees move towards yourself. With exhale, both feet moving with the same speed. That's the goal, that's the trick. Inhale, slowly knees down. So try to avoid your brick shaking. Of course, it's gonna be happening, but try to slow down. And with inhalation, very slowly, smoothly, moving the brick down. With exhalation, very slowly, smoothly, lifting it up till your knees are fully straightening. But again, with no over-exaggeration. The goal is not to burn any muscle. The goal is just to make it work simultaneously, like to synchronize it. Okay, by my calculation, we still do 3 more reps. Notice what your toes are doing right now. Inhaling, bringing in the knees. With exhalation, lifting the brick up. Feel if your toes start, kind of curling. You don't want this. You want to spread them nicely straight. So right now, your feet, they may do a lot of tricks, a lot of, like exorcism type of moves. So try to just relax into this motion. Okay, so 1 more move. Inhale. With exhalation, lift the brick up. And now just take it down. We're gonna make a few more rotations to the sides. Now allow yourself just to breathe, maybe stretch your arms to the sides and then opposite direction. Perfect, and the final last thingy, we're gonna point the toes, the feet fully up, and we're gonna just work with the toes. So inhaling, just the toes go down, look like this looks like Barbie feet. With exhalation, toes up. Now with inhale, on the toes down. With exhale, no Natasha, not the feet, just the toes. So now please point your feet up, hold them pointed up, and only the toes go down. Yeah, that's better, toes up, perfect. So a little bit different tissue works right now. Great, let's keep doing 3 more reps, and breathe. Inhale, on the toes down. With exhale, only toes up. If everything goes well with this work, you start feeling like it's kind of the area above your knee start burning. So it's the quad closer to the knee. Let's do 1 more rep. Inhale, point toes down. Try to straighten your legs. With exhalation, point your toes up and hold it for a little bit. Now with the next inhale, bend the knees. Bring your knees towards the chest. And you can swing to the right, to the left. Please look at the next exercise that we're going to perform.
Dominika, how do you feel? How is your knee going? How is your leg tissue? Okay, good. So take a look what we do next. Now, the next level of pretty the same type of work. We're gonna be setting our knees, our thighs into this vertical positioning. Toes gonna go up, and the brick goes between the thighs like this. You know, and it's shorter side, or like this if you like, you know, kind of work harder. It feels more challenging. So the closer leg allocation or wider. And now with the inhale, we keep our palms on the hips. We keep thighs vertical. Now with the exhalation, we're trying to straighten the legs. Of course, it's a lot of abdominal work. It's a lot of deep tissue at the core. So if you don't feel, like if you feel your back starts contracting, then it's better to elevate your head and gaze forwards with a relaxed neck, and probably stretch your hands forwards, your arms forwards. So that's another version. Inhale, and with exhalation, try to straighten the legs. And again, inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, move slow. Now, how surprisingly it wouldn't sound, but it's not really about burning your core, but it's more about synchronizing the motion in both legs. So inhale, bring the knees to vertical. Exhale, try to straighten. Inhale, bring the knees in. Exhale, try to straighten. And just 5 more reps. We are nailing this. Inhale, vertical positioning. Exhale, straightening. Inhale, vertical positioning. Exhale, straightening. And 3 more. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, straighten and feel. This is for your legs. Inhale, slowly move in towards yourself. Move the knees. Exhale, slowly move away. Okay, notice how your knees are bending simultaneously. Last rep. Exhaling, how they straighten simultaneously. Now let's bend the knees. Let's take the brick away. Again, roll to the side. And now, Dominika, for you, just roll on the side of your body. Turn on the belly. Tasha, you can do the same, or just kind of sit up and lay on the belly, turn across chins. And for you, Natasha, the option that kind of engage the knee more. You can stay kneeling in the stable pose and then stretching from this position. One of your legs, right now doesn't matter right or left, pressing the foot fully. You start swishing back and forth, and then slowly, when you feel ready, when your hips are ready, you're sliding your foot away, you know, till your hips are opening. Yeah. For you, Dominika, more saving version is let one leg remain straight while the other does, you know, the regular frog positioning. Okay, so also, Natasha, feel free to choose any version. This is more like saying the knee cup, however, not the less effective. So as we know in this version, before pressing the hip, we really want to pull out the thigh, and we keep the 90-degree angle. Oh, let's disappear from this edge. Yeah, so we keep 90-degree angle in the foot, in the knee, and pulling the thigh away, kind of, you know, like swing to the right, to the left, maybe, you know, like twist your hips a little till you feel the hip went lower down, and then leaving the palms underneath the forehead. Just give it some nice breaths. It's a long stretch, so 9 breaths would be a very good amount of breaths here. And right now, completely dedicate your attention to sensing your breath, especially in your pelvic floor, especially in the bottom of your belly, and as a reflection of that direction, your sacrum, your crossbone, your tailbone, so this low back area. And when you inhale, you want to feel movement. As your sacrum elevates, as your belly moves out and pushes against the floor. And when you exhale, how the opposite induction happens, how this smooth waves of extension with inhalation and induction, how they relax the
hip space, entering it like nice vibrations, and how this vibration goes through the hip, through the thigh, into the knee, into the ankle. Just keep noticing this relaxing vibe, relaxing vibration going through the bottom part of your body, and perhaps also reflecting in the upper one, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your low jaw, in the back of your skull, in your temples, in your eyes. So really big, full inhales and completely releasing, resetting exhales. Okay, and the good thing would be to notice that maybe something in your foot relaxed, not only in your hip, maybe on the side of your belly, maybe somewhere in your back as well. And once you notice that little change, that little maybe shake in a muscle, that's great. Now let's slowly elevate once you're ready and change the side. So right now straighten and lay in the frontal position, the previous leg, and we're gonna bend the knee, the other leg, and before pressing the hip, pull the thigh out. Again, so make the swinging movements very intuitive. Just trust yourself. And while flexing the foot, don't over exaggerate, let the tissue soft. And then once you're ready, just lay the head on the top of your palms and switch your fullest attention towards your breathing. I want every inhale for you to feel in your belly button, how you push it against the ground, how this hemisphere of your belly pushes the floor and moves the space into your low back, how you feel stretch in that area, and how this released amount of freedom, of relaxation, like water, it flows into your hip, into your thigh, into your knee, into your calf, and into your foot. And if anywhere on that path it meets resistance, then it just disappears with the next exhalation, the fullest, the flattest. Just keep discovering the amount of space in your body. And of course also in the upper part. How about your chest? How does that space feel? How your neck space feels? Let your teeth kind of decompress. Let your forehead decompress. Let your arms and shoulders all together with your abdominal cavity, with your solar plexus, with your pelvis and with your legs. Now once you'll feel ready, slowly rise up. This time we're gonna Dominika, for you. So we're gonna start with the right hip. So Tasha, you're welcome to follow this kind of lazy version or like more saving version. We're gonna enter something very close to the pigeon pose. So while you stay on the right hip, just bend and move forwards your right knee, and then pushing against the right hand like this. You lean on the palm and then straighten the left like this. So like this, we are stabilizing the knee before. I remember that's not exactly the knee, Dominika, but still we're learning, learning this here. So in order for us to really reach biomechanically correct into the stretch, because in the pigeon pose, what we don't want is we don't want to kind of smash all this tissue of the leg, including the knee, which is usually suffering, or maybe sometimes the hip more. So we don't want to do this compression. We want to do more of a rotation. So right now, ladies, please stretch your left arm up, and while you do this, you're also pressing against your right palm and kind of gathering the momentum. With exhalation, I want you to feel like you are rotating, kind of pushing a little bit against your left leg and reaching forwards and down.
Okay, so this will engage more of your full body spiral twist than, just like pushing it into the knee or any other vulnerable joint. So let's do this 3 more times. Inhale and look back, and exhale and look forwards and down. Inhale, back, then forwards and down, like you really want to reach far. Sometimes something pops in your spine, that's okay. Exhale, and now one last time. Inhale, gather the momentum, exhale. Twist, reach forwards, and now in this very optional angle, so it doesn't have to be just like straight, it can be a little here, or maybe even deeper to your right, like whatever o'clock it is, 12, 1, or 9. Just allow yourself to kind of throw your body through the thigh. And like this, you're really avoiding too much pressure on the knee, and we're stimulating the hip, and the hip is connected with the shoulders, so you may feel probably a lot of stretch between your rib cage and pelvis. So kind of swing to the right, to the left after you gather the momentum and perform this swing. Now it's also important how you continue rotation, through your spinal cord in here, so you can actually look through your right shoulder. And if that feels also satisfying while you're in this rotation and looking through your right shoulder, you can stretch your left elbow through your right armpit and kind of try to lean more on your left temple like this, and then stretch the right arm or keep the elbow bent, whatever feels good. So you definitely feel it more through this relationship between the hip and shoulder, more than any compression on the knee. Okay, you can probably feel it also in your neck. Now let's do 3 more breaths, and let's feel we really breathe in, we really extend it with every inhale. There is no too much compressed area, or if there is, it means you need to kind of adjust the position, maybe a little less pressure on whatever feels too compressed. Let's do 1 more inhale and exhale, and then slowly turn around on your back again. Now let's just stretch the legs, stretch the arms, and it's okay to do this wiping motion with your feet, kind of shaking the legs like this, and then a little pause. Just spend 3 more breaths, slowly inhaling and exhaling, and just connecting with your body, sensing the difference between the right and the left. You probably feel it in your hips, in your own perception. Maybe it feels like bigger, softer, lighter. Maybe you also notice it not only in the hip but elsewhere. Maybe in your shin, maybe in your shoulders. Keep breathing those spaces through. That means that when you inhale, you feel freedom, you feel space in most areas in your body. There is no resistance. There is no stagnation. Everything moves, everything's alive. And then once you're ready, slowly turn to the left side. And please give me a thumb up if the entrance to the pigeon pose was completely understandable for you. All good? Okay, perfect. So let's bend the left knee, point it forwards. Stretch the right leg, now pressing up against your left palm. With the inhale, reach forwards and kind of behind yourself to the right, and then with a nice exhalation, you're reaching forwards and down. Inhale, relax, exhale, forwards and down, like really, like what's there, like some diamond or coin. Again, forwards and down. 1 more. Or one more, one last. Forwards and down. Now you're staying here, and depending on this twist, you feel like how the forces are working for your hip, for your knee, and kind of swinging. Again, it doesn't matter if you're 12 o'clock, maybe you're more like 11 o'clock, and find the balance between your shoulders. Let it just feel right. Doesn't really matter square or not. And now leaning down, layer solar plexus over the left thigh, palms underneath the forehead, or however you like it. And if it feels okay and you're ready, look through your left shoulder and then kind of slide your right arm underneath your left armpit and try to lay your right temple on the ground. Give it really good space for 3 breaths and don't be afraid to relax. And if something is collapsing, maybe sometimes it feels a little bit of collapse in your close to your pelvis, to your pubic bone, then just it means that you need to give a little more pressure, you know, maybe to the left shoulder, kind of rotate a little bit along your spine. Let's do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. And then once you found this decompression in your body, slowly turn to the back and straighten your legs, straighten your arms in a kind of shavasana, but not fullest. So right now we're just checking in before we stand up, because the next move, the next part of the class is standing. So right now let's just notice this alignment in our body, in our joints. Notice your hips, we want them free and relaxed. Notice your feet, we want them spaceful, steady and relaxed. Notice your ankles, the same, we want them pretty much not really relaxed, but more like balanced. You want to notice both of those joints. You notice your knees. If you feel it's different, it's okay. At any point, it's fine. Just notice your presence. Next, we will be setting a goal of gaining a balance and alignment when we stand. So we're going to be paying a lot of attention how the knee joint will feel, how your feet will feel. And take a little check-in into sensing your chest right now. How does it feel inside? How do your shoulders feel like? Your palms, your neck, your head. Take a soft inhale. And with the exhalation, start elevating. So the way feels good, maybe supporting your hips. As always, little by little, first leaning down, and maybe walking your palms on your thighs, or slowly pulling yourself up through this rotation. Now we're going to set our feet into this parallel stable stand. Now please give me a thumb up if you feel your feet are kind of relaxed and this steady. Perfect. And now with the next exhale, please bend your knees and please do it really slow. Okay, and a couple more times. With the inhale, sensing your steady feet pressing up against your both feet evenly and lengthening into the crown. Like feel the evenness of your feet pushing the floor, and then with exhalation, you know, kind of letting this try hard feeling. When relaxing knees, also notice like how your both knees are bending. There may be some feeling of, oh, it's different, but that's okay. Now with the inhalation, again, press up against both of your feet. Notice how evenly, slowly, your both knees are straightening. Notice maybe one is faster, maybe one is slower. It's fine. And now for the last time with exhalation, just again, let the steam go out and feel how slow the both of your knees bend in. We do it not for perfection, but just to notice, like maybe there's some numbness, maybe you feel something or you don't, maybe there's some soreness. So being in this comfortable, relaxed stand with your knees bent, we need to figure out where you're gonna feel the most burn when you will be making an attempt to squat. So for this, always remember, like it's about bringing your body weight. You have always a choice. You can consciously surf to the back, and a lot of time in the class I speak about try to slide your sitting bones to the back, kind of stand more on the heel. Thusly you engage more of the back superficial fascial line. With a lot of time we engage the glute like this. And Tasha, it is also up to you to explore. If you feel like accenting more on the glute, keep sliding, keep surfing to the back. Dominica, for you makes more sense in order to strengthen the knee joint to send a little bit more pressure on the on the toes, so you feel more burning here in the bottom of the quad, exactly closer to the knee, so that tissue to become a little more, not stiff, but like kind of contracted. Yeah, so like this, we explore, those options. Please give me the thumb up that you feel that it's happening, you feel the different burn. Okay, and of course, as always, we know the external rotation, the internal, so we're pretty clear about standing on both edges evenly. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 waves. This is your relaxed squat, so this will be anti-squat. This will be like, let's say, about the same as your straight leg. So here you're opening like in the cow pose as we did in the beginning, palms, elbows behind and a little lower, elevating the crown, and then with exhalation you will be squatting, meaning lowering your pelvis. Now connecting your palms like this, like you're swimming round, slightly round in the back. And now it's up to you to decide if you want to surf more, or if you want to, send your knees a little forwards. Yeah, like play a little bit with the balance till it feels right, till you feel, the burn that you want to feel, either in your glutes, either closer to your knees. And we do this twice more, inhaling, not completely straightening the knees, but standing in the soft squat, surfing, elbows, palms against, elevating the head. Dominika standing more on the toes, and Dasha standing closer to your heels. Now with exhalation, round in the back, and while lowering, try to really imagine you're sitting, your glutes on the floor. Dominika, don't try it too hard like that, but kind of lowering a little bit and keeping more pressure on the toes. And Dasha surfing to the back. And one more time, inhaling, open up, standing in the soft squat. With exhalation for the last time, imagine you're sitting on the chair behind of you, surfing either more into your glutes or a little bit on your toes, rounding the back, looking down. And next we're gonna straighten from this position, stand in neutral and reach for the brick. One more time. We're gonna lay it like this and stand it with feet parallel. Step with your right foot or left, doesn't really matter, no difference. Step and lay the top of your foot on the edge of the brick. Make sure your heel still reaches the ground. Okay, so we don't want to just step with a hanging heel. We want the heel to steadily stand. And when we also see our toes, they lean, of course, pretty much evenly. Now you probably already start sensing the stretch in your calf a lot. Yeah, so give me a thumb and so. But of course, we can always feel it more. So let's just check that the left foot or that other foot, whatever it is, stands stably. No need to twist it out. It's actually okay to kind of direct it more forwards. Let's breathe in. It's also pretty comfortable to hold palms on the hips, and then with exhalation, imagine like instead of trying to press your foot, think more of like reaching up with your head, and then maybe like laying your forehead on the edge between the ceiling and the wall. Okay, so your movement is not towards the foot like this, like pressing, compressing the joint, the ankle, but more like pressing up first and then reaching through up a little forwards. This will engage, the joint into more beneficial bending, and thusly the calf muscle into more, should I say, healthy, more full, more satisfying stretch. And of course, you can notice for us individually, for some of us, you'll feel stretch more in the center, for some of us more on this edge, on the external or internal. It's also a lot about how we allocate the foot. If you want to try, you can just like try kind of twist, give more pressure on the small pinky toe edge, on the big toe edge while you do this. If any of these accents feel good, then yeah, keep going, just keep stretching more of external or internal edge of your calf using that instrument, or just stay with a neutral central position. Let's do just one more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. So I need to say, Natasha, your leggings look so good. And you in these leggings look really so good. Now with the next inhale, let's return. It's okay if you feel like you need to kind of revoke your foot, maybe even shake it. Now we're gonna stand the foot,
flat like this. You'll definitely notice also the foot probably feels even more steady, even kind of more spaceful. If so, please give me a thumb up. Oh, good, great. So now let's lean on this foot very, very like delicately and step the left foot on the top. Of course, grounding the heel nicely, standing on the heel center. Let's breathe in, relaxing the shoulders and already lengthening from the feet into the crown, and then keep this lengthening. You're reaching up and then a little forwards. Enjoy the calf stretch. And if this hand positioning is kind of annoying, then just relax it, let it hang. And keep breathing. Every inhale, like kind of sending this impulse, or however call it, energy upwards into your crown, and then with exhalation, keeping reaching up and a little forwards. Now notice how your toes are behaving. Let them relax as well. Let them, peacefully rest on the brick. And it's up to you. You can twist the foot, you can give more pressure on the external or internal edge. You can stay in the center. And then slowly move away. If you feel like twisting, shaking, let's do that. Of course, it's probably undeniable that probably calves were symmetrical, like stretch was a little different. The intensity of stretch was different. Parts of the calf that were stretching the most is different. So right now, enjoying this awareness of stability on our feet. Let's get this to the next level. So step in the right foot forwards again. Let's slide the left leg to the back. Let's make this a long but comfortable step. We're about to enter the warrior one, and we want to do it stably, and we want to do it reaching the position that feels good, that we can exist in this position, we're comfortable in it. So for this, we're going to use precisely the left foot will be standing in this 45-degree angle. If at some point, Natasha, especially if you feel like you want to lift the heel and direct the heel up, this will be kind of more challenging because there's less stability than here. Dominika, for you, better stay with this version. So now we're gonna, with the inhalation, press up against both feet, and we are aware that they're both pushing the ground with very steady, flat feet. We're driving this energy into the crown, elevating arms up, without overwhelming the shoulders too much, so relaxing the trapezius muscle, maybe with exhalation, bringing the navel in, contracting the pelvic floor, allowing the arms to drive wider, but also shoulders relaxed. Now prepare with the next inhalation. Right now you're completely pushing against the ground, and be very, very aware of your right knee. With the next exhale, softly start bending it. And now for 2 more times, with inhale, straighten it. And you don't have to overly straighten it. What I want you to feel is like all the muscles are embracing the knee joint. For this, you need to be pushing against the floor. You don't think about just straightening the knee or like pulling the foot, but you are pushing upwards. Same as when you were stretching the calf, you were like driving yourself into the ceiling first, and then with the exhalation, keep elevating yourself. Softly bend the knee, and it feels like even tissue contraction, embracing the knee. 1 more time, inhale. Now press up, your path is up, it's not back, it's just up. And then with exhalation, slowly bend the knee. Just notice how evenly, smoothly it bends without driving inwards or externally. Like stay with a very pleasant angle. It doesn't have to be anything, like you don't have to do 90 or however, it just needs to feel good, and it needs to feel like both of your legs are engaged. You're driving this energy from your legs into your head, into your hands, and just stay in here. Now for 2 more breaths, I want you to include this idea in your mind. Imagine all the back of your body is elevating, okay? So when we stand like this and we're already trying to reach up, now kind of imagine somebody pulls your back and lifts it even higher up. So it really feels like you're about to disconnect from the ground. This really powerful impulse of elevation is there. And it feels right, it feels good, it feels effortless. Now with the next inhale, straighten the right knee, exhale and let the arms go down. Let's step forwards if anything feels like ha ha ha, wanna shake it, just do it. And please give me a thumb up if you notice that actually there was the version of warrior that felt really easy, right? It was like, yeah, I'm home. It felt good, right? All good? Okay, perfect. So just keep adding these little ideas of directions of how you engage your body, and this will be as clear as this. So now let's step the left foot forwards, the right foot away, this 45 or optional-ish, 45-ish angle. The left foot goes straight. Make sure your hips are square, and now with the inhalation, press up against both of your flat feet, driving this elevation into your crown. With the exhale, belly goes in, contract the pelvic floor, relax the shoulders, and now rotating your arms externally. Inhaling, elevating the arms, like apply this extension through your crown into your fingertips, and now with the exhale, slowly bend the knee. Don't hurry, just want to feel this nice embracement of the muscles. Inhaling, press against both legs, so don't forget about the right, elevate up. Both kneecaps are nicely compressed with the muscles. Exhaling, bend the knee so slowly and softly. With the inhalation, press up, reach up, feel the lean muscles embracing your bones, and then with exhalation, softly bend the left knee. Now you're staying in warrior one. Now keep implying even your knees bent. All you think is to push against your feet and rise up, drive up into your crown, into your hands. But relax the shoulders, and now imply the idea of moving the back of your head, the back and the back of your legs kind of a little up and to the back, like into this edge between the ceiling and the wall. Like somebody pulls you. Yeah, that's the driving motto there. Let's do one more breath. And now with the inhale, let your arms go down. With the exhale, straighten the leg, step forwards. And that's what's interesting about this method of practicing, that we kind of didn't do too much, but it's pretty invigorating. So some tissue that we probably didn't, like we may not be aware that they were there, they all of a sudden they work and they get activated. So one more thing. So Dominika, for you, as an option that will be the safest, you can do, you will be doing the balance on both legs, yeah, but as an idea, we're going to be performing the warrior 3, but we will be performing it in a very safe and conscious way, pretty much the same as we did the warrior 1. Okay, so you can just look first, and then you choose. If you will be ready, you do the warrior 3. If you're not, you will be just folding down, balancing on both legs. So here what we do, we will step our feet together, setting the feet flat and a little gap between the heels. Let's relax the shoulders. Let's, with exhalation, bring the navel in, contract the pelvic floor, kind of connect the inner thighs. Now, let the arms rest and just feel of the length of your crown, so keep directing it up against your feet. And now slowly, imagine that somebody is going to pull your right heel away. Oh no, let's do the left. Okay, so Dominika, you can still do the stand on the right knee, but let's try. Yeah, so let's start moving the left heel away with the toes pointed down, flexed. And instead of thinking I'm folding down, don't fold, don't really move your upper body down, but pull the heel away. Pull it as away, as you will feel the necessity in order to balance that leg drive, to kind of compensate and stretch your chest, stretch your head forwards, okay? So if you lose this, understand that, just repeat again. Stand straight and start driving the heel. And of course, we usually do this. We point the toes out, but we want to direct them down. And start pulling. So in order to compensate, you're just allowing your chest to go down. Yeah, how do I do it better? Drive, and then, yeah, and of course the leg you're standing on is pushing against. And now, of course, that's clear, but now imply this idea that somebody pulls the back of your body like they're a magnet, and it pulls up to the ceiling. At the same time, the heel pulls away to the back, and you need to compensate. So this time maybe even stretch your arms, and you are driving up
So this right foot, it's not only not tired, but it's like just your upper body. I mean, your body is just like lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, driving up. And now with the next inhale, just step back. And with the exhale, relax. If you have water, a good moment to take a sip. Now, if you pay attention, probably the joint here feels pretty, like springly, spongy, like all these muscles create very nice steady compression. So Dominika, very carefully, if you will feel like, okay, I want to do this, then you just first slide the heel till you feel like, okay, I want to compensate by leaning forwards, but also a good idea would be just to do the same, but instead of driving the heel away, drive the sitting bones. And then when you'll feel, okay, in order to compensate and fall into the back, I need to drive my crown forwards and then kind of find the balance between, both positions. And then just shift a little bit more body weights on your toes and imply the idea that not only you pull the sitting bones away and compensate it with your crown, I'm also like, my back is being pulled upwards like magic magnets in every cell of my back, and I've been like sucked into the ceiling. Okay, so this will be also pretty much it. But if we want to do what we just did for the other warrior, so again we will stand our toes together, little gap between the heels with exhalation, Michael Jackson, belly in, contract the pelvic floor, inner thighs, arms can stay down. Now we're going to be driving the right heel. Drive it to the back and a little bit up. So when you feel like, oh, I'm going to fall to the back, then compensate with driving your head forwards. And when you, balance yourself in between those two directions, then start pressing up, like the back of your head, the back of your legs are being driven upwards. And the more you pull the heel away, there is the moment when you want to stretch your arms forwards. That's where your knee joint will be like fully embraced with every muscle tissue. And then with the louder inhalation, slowly return and very well done. Let's take another sip of water and sit in a comfortable position. And stretch the legs. This probably became our most favorite exercise for the past 3 or 4 sessions. So let's do this wiping motions. Let this foot wipers enter your knee joints more or less, and then stop pressing the heels to the floor, pointing the toes up and kind of push against one heel, lean more on the sitting bone of opposite leg, then push against other heel, pressing more the other sitting bone. Yeah, so we're kind of doing this but with the legs. Yeah, one heel, other heel, so this creates the nice extension in your hip joint. Poops, poops, very good. And now stay on both sitting bones evenly. Let's try not to bend the knees, but more like really feel the rotation of the femur bone, of the thigh bone inside the joint. So we're gonna use a little dynamics. So now with the inhalation, like kind of with your hands or just as the wind wipers, try to point your toes externally and allow yourself to perform this cow-like position. So pushing against your sitting bones, naturally arching your spine and lengthen into the crown. Now with exhalation, drive your toes inwards and compensating your rounded back, stretch your arms forwards, and if you like, connect them as before in the squats, like laying one palm on the other. And again, inhaling, rotating your toes out, pushing against the floor, or performing this cactus-like hand positioning. And then with exhalation, again, rounding the back, turning your feet in, and external rotation, opening, cow-like, exhaling, rounding the back, and rotating your feet inwards. Now, through this little dynamics, I bet you realize like the external rotation plus this cow-like spinal arching is what creates your bending forward, and this compensation creates completely different experience of you transferring the weight more on the tailbone and like the opposite, the antagonist of that movement. So in order for us to fold forwards, let's try to open the hip as much as is available. So rotating, I see my foot is disappearing from the camera. Yeah, so trying to do this movement, the external rotation, and then sensing the sitting bones pushing against it, just kind of rolling the weight from the tailbone more to the pubic bone, and then either staying with your arms straight, leaning like this, and you can do, again, a little bit through this dynamics till I feel like, okay, here I'm ready to relax. This is kind of my fullest fold. Maybe laying on the elbows, maybe staying on the arms, maybe laying the forehead like this. However it is, now just the final element, just try to point your toes forwards, pull them again up, forwards and up. And with your toes pointed forwards, try to do this inward rotation, external rotation, both legs internal, external. Okay, let's do 2 more breaths and we're gonna rest very soon. So just spaceful breathing into your pelvic floor, into your low back, and exhale, letting this relaxing state move from your pelvis into your legs, into your feet, into your belly, into your chest, into your head. Completely melting. Completely letting go any worry, any resistance, any struggle. And then slowly walking the palms closer to yourself, supporting your hips, laying spine by spine. This time into the full version of Shavasana. Absolutely relaxing. If it comes naturally, you can use this kind of breath when you're inhaling into your nose softly and exhaling much longer with this sound or shh. If it feels natural, if it feels satisfying to you right now. And one more. Notice where your visual attention is right now. Allow it to be relaxed in between your eyebrows. And in this relaxed state, in your head space, space around your head, allow yourself to rest deeply, fully, recharge and regenerate. Let every cell lose the unnecessary negativity, resistance, struggle, maybe too much pressure. And let your body just breathe. Let your body enjoy the oxygenation. Noticing that it's always there for us, this state of abundance. There's always enough oxygen. However dramatic we would be about the ecological state, oxygen is still there, and it's okay to take deep, full breaths. It's enough. There's always enough for all of us. And when you exhale, feel that it's okay to let the toxin from your lungs enter the space around you. That's the ecosystem. Somebody else will need that CO2. And feel that you are a very right element of a very right
appreciate the very right community of this planet. You have a right to be here. And you'll be taken care of. I thank you so much for tonight. I wish you feel good